All right, let's go. This is about Eden and the Black Stone. My initial goal was to leave the Arcanist epic as a puzzle to be pieced together by my readers, but I am neither patient or willing to lose the opportunity to tell you myself. I am simply amazed by the information that I was able to compile for you. I am also extremely honored to share with you the divine truths that I place within part 3 of my epic. Yo. Hold on, y'all. If this world were mine. Real talk. I'm all right. In this section of my work, I will explain to you in detail what I have already provided in a somewhat coded form. Decoded, we will find out an even deeper truth to what America truly is, other than Atlantis. Clocks, calendars, watches, zodiacs, maps, and the like are all sigils to keep us trapped in this illusion that we are living in. This Maya is even further embedded into our brains with the use of the compass. Let's break down what a sigil is for those who may not be aware. A sigil is a sign, mark, or seal. All right. In astrology, an occult device supposed to have great power. All right. So sigils have great power, right? So clocks, calendar, watches, zodiacs, maps, right, and compasses are all sigils. They all hold great power, right? And if somebody messes with these things, they can mess with the entire world. Have y'all heard of them adding 1,000 years to the calendar? Have y'all heard of the phantom time hypothesis, where Emperor Otto added hundreds of years to the calendar in order to, initially he wanted to make his year of reign on the 1,000th year, so he had to change a few days because it was 996. But his reign was going to start in 996. He wanted to start in the year 1000, so he changed those years. And then when he was going through the history, he was like, "Well, F it, let's change everything." So they changed hundreds of years worth of events. They made them up. None of them were real. So can you explain the zodiacs trapping us as an illusion? Yeah. All right, hold on. I'll get to it. I'm going to get to the zodiac signs. Let me point out a detail about these devices that is mentioned in the etymology. In astrology, an occult device supposed to have great power. There is no need to wonder or assume, suppose, that these devices have great power, being that we see them holding dominion over our minds daily. All right, you hear that, divine? Peace, perfection. You hear that, divine? Right? They hold dominion, right? Doesn't the zodiac hold dominion over your life as we speak right now? Daily? Peace, divinely gifted. The power of these devices has been proven time and time again. Words are spells and curses, and I'm going to explain one of the curses that have been placed on us through the use of a compass and our lack of etymological wisdom. Orient, the direction east, the part of the horizon where the sun first appears. All right, the eastern regions of the world, eastern countries, right? Vaguely meaning the region east and south of Europe, what is now called the Middle East, but also sometimes Egypt and India. All right, the rising sun, the east, part of the sky where the sun rises. All right, then you have disorient, confused as to direction, right? Cause to lose one's bearings. But this is literally, all right, to turn from the east. All right, so we've all heard how they flip the compass, they flip the maps, right? They disoriented you by flipping the maps. They literally turned the west to the east and the east to the west, right? That's what they did, right? And with that sigil, now you're lost. You're forever lost. It's taken us how many years to realize where we truly are, right? It's powerful. The reason I have started with orient and disorient is to let you know that you have been disoriented by the turning of the compass and switching our sense of direction. Many of us have heard that the maps were flipped regarding east and west, but not many have heard or ever spoken of our confusion with what the north truly is. All right, so what is the north? They have you scared of occult science, right? You're scared of the occult because you think that it's something that's out to get you. They turned the occult into the boogeyman, right? Hold on. But it's not the boogeyman. Let's see if this word comes up. All right. You see this? You see this? Occidental, relating to countries of the West, right? So watch. When you look into this kind of science, they call it of the West, right? So watch. When you look into this kind of science, they call it occult. Now, this is just my theory, but for me, occult is the Western culture, right? So when they tell you it's occult science, it's hidden, it's this, it's that, they're talking about American culture, right? From the north all the way to the south, the so-called north to the south, right? Which is Western culture, Occidental. The in occult is for the Occidentals, which is the Western culture, which is America. All right. But you got to remember, when you're reading and you're learning this stuff, you have to be able to navigate through the lies, because they call Europe the West, right? But fuck it. We know that that's not true, right? It's only true if they're going to tell the truth about how they flipped everything, right? Now, if they don't tell the truth about how they flipped everything, then we know Europe is the East, right? But Europe is the East for this reason, okay? And the West, right? Now, if you look at a map, the West Indies is right here, right? When you're looking at a map of the United States, this is where the West Indies is. And the reason why the West Indies are here is because America is the Northern Kingdom. So to the west of America, all right, it sounds crazy, but to the west of America is the Caribbeans, it's Florida, it's Texas. You know what I'm saying? Louisiana, that's all to the west. South America is to the west, to the northwest. I'm going to break it down though. All right. And this is Solomon. This is Solomon's seal, right? Peace, peace. Peace, Senator Living. How you doing? You got a name change and shit. God damn. Zerubbabel the disciple. This nigga's name is crazy. It's like, now, all right, so look, the northern, lying to the north, all right? But they lied about a lot of things, y'all. All right, so northwards, to the north, right? It might be ultimately from pi, ner, right? Now listen, pay attention close, because this is how they lie, right? Now look, it might be ultimately from pi, right? And pi, it's the root, right? So the root is where the remedy is for what they did to us, right? So you see where, can y'all see that? Left. North means to the left, right? Right, left. North is to the left. They told you in the etymology of north that north is to the left, right? But they'd have you think that north is above you. You want to know how else you know north isn't above you? Because north also comes from Naraka, Sanskrit, Naraka, which means hell. Netros, which means deeper, lower, down, from beneath, right? As north is to the left when facing the rising sun. The sun rises on the east, sets on the west, but north is to the left when facing the rising sun, right? So the east and the west, when you're facing the rising sun, north is to the left. Do y'all see how? I don't know. Maybe y'all don't see it. Put a 1 in the comments if... Can y'all put a 1 in the comments if... Shout out to my children. We be learning our letters. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my charger. Put a 1 in the comments if it makes sense what I'm talking about. It has to make sense. It has to make sense here, or it won't make no sense to keep going. You know what I'm saying? If it don't make sense here, then we have to stop and we have to make it make sense. Right? But it's really common sense. Then we have to stop and we have to make it make sense. Right? But it's really common sense. All right? It's all in the etymology. Right? And the reason why it's so important, the police for spelling. Right? That's crazy. The police. I'll be telling them stories. But the reason why it's so important is because, you know, if you do a sigil or if you're a Muslim and you pray, they make you pray to the east, but you don't know where you're praying to. So if you're not praying in the right direction, right, then what are you doing? If you're drawing sigils and you're not using the right points, then who are you really summoning? You see how they can trick you in many ways, how it's deeper than just knowing where you are, but it's also knowing who you're praying to, who you're invoking, who you're summoning. But you don't know. All right. Let us take a quick look into the details. It might be ultimately from pi, right? Ner, left, as also below. Askin umbrium, near track, left, as north is left when facing the rising sun. Having north to the left when facing the rising sun would place North America in the literal north, while Asia is literally the land of the rising sun. Right? This will make America north and northwest, right? But will also make America Eden, right? Because where do they go? Son of the living, where do they go? From Eden, they go east to the land of Nod, right? Which is Eurasia, where the godless civilizations were formed, right? Y'all see how that goes now? Now we're getting oriented. Now we're figuring out where we really are. This will also explain why America is the true Western culture. Right? It's the Western culture. You get it? King James Bible, right? Genesis chapter 4, verse 16. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod, right? On the east of Eden. The land of Nod on the east of Eden. And then when you go in this direction, that's where you find all of the tribes that are always on the move. What do they call those tribes that never sit still? This is important because the Hebrew word nod means wanderer, right? Exile, fugitive. Asia, Europe, and Africa are the lands that house the most nomadic people or the most wanderers. And the plains natives in America are wanderers from Asia as well. A detail that we mentioned earlier in the book will resurface in order to prove further that this is the North or Eden and that we have been lied to. All right? Okay. So this is where these people go, the wanderers, the nomadic people. That's where they come from. They were fugitives kicked out of America. A lot of them came back and came back with vengeance. We will now take our time to review some details written by George A. Davis Jr. in The Origin of Ursa Major. Every single detail counts, right? Somebody earlier, when I said Occidental, they said Ox, right? Everything's connected. Y'all feel me? It is well recognized that the Egyptians did not have a bear constellation and that they called our Big Dipper Kapesh, the thigh, or the ox leg, and Meshekti, or Meshekti, the bull, or the striker. The name of Ursa Major among the Chinese is Pitao, the northern bushel, the Arabs, but not An Naash al Kubra, the daughter of the great bear, and the Persians, Haptaringa, the seven thrones. Yeah, bring it out with the what Enoch said about the ox, because it's all connected. Right? Tap the screen. The truth is hidden in plain sight, my dear reader. Are you still in question? Right? Tap the screen. The truth is hidden in plain sight, my dear reader. Are you still in question? We know by this time that words are spelled curses, but are we all aware of the power in numbers? It said the seven thrones, right? The seven thrones, or the number seven in general, holds a lot of weight in the spiritual side of our reality. The number seven also holds a lot of weight in the occult and hidden wisdom across many different cultures. The Hindu sun god rode a chariot with seven horses. In the Bible, God rested on the seventh day. The seed of light, a seed of life, which is sacred geometry, consists of seven circles. There are seven heavenly fortresses in the Vedas, seven heavens, seven hells, 7 days of the week, and seven main chakras, right? Seven Vedas, seven heavens, seven hells, 7 days of the week, and seven main chakras, right? Seven. Ursa Major, or the seven thrones, are represented in America, showing proof as to what this land truly is. Ursa Major is found in the northern sky and is the representation of the north. When you are able to locate Ursa Major, or the Big Dipper, located within, in the sky, you can easily find Polaris, right? The North Star. The Big Dipper consists of seven stars, which form what appears to be a pot and a handle. And in the front of the pot, you will find the stars Dub and Merak, right? If you are able to visualize a line leading into the northern direction of these stars, that line will lead you to Polaris, right? And this is what it looks like. This is the Big Dipper. Alignment with Polaris. Merak and Dub. Polaris. You see that? All praise to the Most High. Because how could it be done? Right? So, this is the proof that America is the Northern Kingdom, right? The connection that we are making right now will be set in stone with the next depictions. Shalom, Sim. Did I say that right? All right, look. California Republic. Now, what is this? This is Ursa Major. This is the North Star. This is the flag of California, letting you know that America is the North, letting you know that to the so-called West is the North. To the so-called West is the North. To the left. And California is to the left, right? Ursa Major. This is the whole entire constellation, right? And the North Star. You see? Same thing. Right? So, the land of Nod, that is to the east of Eden, where the godless civilizations were formed, will take us into the same direction as the Neanderthals and Denisovan populations. This journey takes us into the lands where cannibalism and bad hygiene were a dominant part of the culture. This takes us to the land where the bug existed. This takes us back to Ogilby and Arnaldus, 1671, right, in regards to America. But that which adds happiness to all the rest is the healthfulness of the place, where they look upon it as a great mortality if 2 or 3 die out of a town in a year's time. Besides the sweetness of the air, the country itself sends forth such a fragrant smell that it may be perceived at sea before they can make the land. No evil fog or vapor doth any sooner appear, but a northwest or westerly wind immediately dissolves it and drives it away. Moreover, you shall scarce see a house, but the south side is begirt with hives of bees, which increase after an incredible manner, so that if there be any terrestrial Canaan, 'tis surely here where the land floweth with milk and honey. Canaan. What is Canaan? Canaan is the promised land of the children of Israel. And who are you? Who are you? And who are you? Who are you? All right. America is the promised land. It wasn't until recent times that they try to make it somewhere else, because if it's the promised land to the children of Israel, right? Land floweth with milk and honey. Why did they just create a new Israel so recently? And why are these people distraught? And why are they people from the land of Nod? Right? Their whole existence is being Nod. That isn't what it is, right? Terrestrial, pertaining to the earth, right? So Canaan on earth. The promised land on earth is America, the land of milk and honey, right? Hence passing to pertaining to the world or the present state, worldly, mundane, the natural history sense of living on land is attested in the 1630s, right? Da 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 da. The noun meaning a human being, a mortal, an inhabitant of the earth, right? So we just read that if there be any terrestrial Canaan, 'tis surely here, and here is America, which would make America the promised land. Dear reader, I have proven without a doubt that this is Atlantis and the promised land, which would only make sense that both of these concepts go together. But there is more. Somebody's been lying. So, the promised land falsely came to be in modern day Israel has also been called the land of milk and honey, but I will now prove that to be incorrect as well. It is important to know that the truth is not just terrestrial, but celestial as well. As above, so below. In the Kabbalah, you will learn that there are two Edens, one being terrestrial and the other being celestial. The first Eden is known as Lower Gan Eden, and Lower Gan Eden is abundant, fertile, and filled with amazing vegetation, just like America. Higher Gan Eden is located in the heavens, and this divine truth is found with the land of milk and honey as well, right? We will prove that America, Eden, the promised land, Atlantis is also the land of milk and honey while using celestial wonders. And why will we use celestial wonders? Because Genesis chapter 1 verse 14, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs. Let them be for signs. So we're going to pay attention to these signs. And these signs are going to give us the answers that we've been looking for, right? Ain't that how it goes? Ain't that what you do with a sign? The stars have been amazing signs for me when searching for the truth. Allow me this opportunity to show you what I've been show you what I have been shown by the universe. The Milky Way plays an extremely big role in proving what this land truly is. With that being said, it is important to note that Arches National Park in Utah is the world's best location for viewing the Milky Way. Not only is Arches National Park the world's best location, America has multiple locations on the top 10 list. Because some people will say, well, you can see the Milky Way from everywhere, but where's the best place to go see it? America. America. The view of the Milky Way is important because the ancients would use Orion and Cygnus as key guides for the path of souls, right? Orion would guide these souls through the sky, leading them to Cygnus, which represents the plane of the Milky Way, right? What is Cygnus? Dang, man. I know I just... All right. That's Cygnus. Shout out to the birds, right? Fleeting, volatile. It's alchemy. It's all kind of things, right? This path of souls existed in America, which is also known to the Egyptians as the land of Amenti, where the ancestors went to rest. In this ancient land, the Northern Kingdom, you will also find the constellation Cancer. Cancer is visible in both hemispheres, but the further south you are, the more north Cancer's position will be. It's in the Northern Kingdom. The connection between Cancer and the Milky Way will complete the puzzle of hidden truth. In order to make this connection, we must first speak about what is found within the constellation itself. Within the constellation of Cancer, there exists an open star cluster known as the Beehive Cluster, right? The Beehive Cluster is also known as Precip, right? Which is Latin for manger, all right? Do y'all hear what I'm saying right now? The ancient cluster contains 1,000 stars and was studied by astronomers such as Galileo and Ptolemy. In fact, the Beehive Cluster is also one of the closest clusters to Earth. All right. Now that we know the basics of the Milky Way and the Beehive Cluster, these details are what make the land of milk and honey within the sky. All right. So you have the Milky Way, which is the milk. You have the constellation of Cancer, which contains the Beehive Cluster, which is the honey, right? That's the land of milk and honey in the sky, right? As above, so below. We have proven that the promised land is America, and we have also proven that the milk and honey in the sky are over the Americas and best viewed over here, right? Over the north. The Beehive Cluster, or Precip, right? The manger. Who was born in a manger? Who was born in a manger? Also leads to more proof of what this land truly is, right? This is the land of the true Christ, right? This is the land of the true Christ, which is you. Put your hand up. I'm pointing at you. The true Christ, the consciousness. This is why all the information left America and went around the world, because this was the land of the anointed ones. We spoke of Ursa Major in the North Star, and we have now connected Cancer with the manger. The three kings of the Orient, Caspar, Melchior, and Balthasar, the three magi, followed the North Star in order to pay homage to Christ, who was born in a manger. As above, so below. This is the land of the true Christ, the land of the true anointed ones. They traveled westward, northwest, leading them to the promised land, which would once again put the land of Nod to the east of Eden, America. Have I proved it? Have I proven it more than once? Have I proven it? A few. Cancer is also the house of ascension. Exactly. So if this is the land of Amenti where the ancestors go to rest, but nobody dies, everybody's reborn, then that would mean you come here, boom, you rest here and you ascend. And then you bring that shit right back around, because they got us trapped in a goddamn cyclical dimension. Am I right? Does that make sense, y'all? All right, cool. All right, the truth of America can be found in multiple cultures, rewritten and revised. It would seem as though every nation has retold the stories of what took place in America and have accredited it to themselves. All right? There is a time in history where the same nations would at least have the complexion correct and accredit these divine truths to the originals, but now they have, for the most part, attempted to erase the darker complexions from all divine history. There is no coincidence in this erasure, and it is still taking place today. According to the Indianapolis Recorder of Marion County, 7 July 1945, edition number 2, in an article titled Black Buddhas, the following is stated. The Cambridge Encyclopedia tells of the next Buddha who appeared in India as follows, right? India, BC 721, era of the nativity of Buddha, son of Maya, herds of the to the accompaniment of flowers, music, and perfume. He was recognized as the expected one by the seers and magi. His head was rayed, his complexion was black, and his hair was woolly. The true Christ, being the son of Maya, would explain why America was home to the Mayans, right? They also make another connection, which goes as follows. The next Buddha appeared in Mexico, AD 722. Quetzalcoatl was recognized as the Messiah by seers and astrologers. His complexion was black, his hair was woolly, he performed numerous miracles, he fasted 40 days, he was tempted by the evil one, he resisted, was persecuted, and eventually crucified on the vernal equinox. You can't make this shit up, y'all. Look. Shown in their cycle of stones, right, that the Buddhists were Negroes, the icons of their gods clearly prove. Okay? The Buddhists were Negroes. Higgins is of the opinion that the Buddhist Negroes were the first colonists of Britain. He says, in my search for the origin of the ancient Druids, I continually found at last that my labors terminated in something black. Thus the oracles of Dodona and of Apollo at Delphi were founded by black doves, right? The dove. America. Doves are not often, right? I believe never black. Osiris and his bull were black. All the gods and goddesses of Greece were black. At least this was the case with Jupiter, Bacchus, Hercules, Apollo, and Ammon, right? The goddess Venus, Isis, Hecate, Juno, Metis, Ceres, Cybele were black in the Camp Doglio at Rome. Higgins cites several ancient Greek writers on the black color of the Greek gods. Anacalypsis, London, 1836. Among other writers who portray the subject are T. Inman, Ancient Pagan and Modern Symbolism, Gerald Massey, A Book of the Beginnings, J. A. Rogers, Sex and Race, Volume 1, T. A. Buckley, Great Cities of the Ancient World, and the Cambridge Encyclopedia. All of these writers are letting us know what's really happening. But they don't teach you about this in high school. In the Anacalypsis, Higgins says, we have found the black complexion or something relating to it whenever we have approached the origin of nations, the alma mater, the goddess Multimamis, the founders of the oracles, the Memnon, or first idols were always black. Always. For anybody that's just joining, shout out to Cool Fox. Peace, Omni Natura. For anybody that's just joining, we're reading out of my book titled Somebody's Been Lying, Words of Spells and Curses. It's available on Amazon right now, and it's actually it's actually on sale right now. So the book is originally $33.33, but it's on sale for $21.11. Today's the last day of the sale, so Go get your copy today while it's on sale. And if it ain't on sale, get it anyway. I appreciate it, son. As above, so below, and let the stars be for signs. The consistency of the heavens truly translates a grand truth for us here. So does the compass face true east? No, the compass is fucked up. This is what the compass should look like. Right? Because according to the etymology, north is to the left. So if you look at your compass and north isn't to the left, right, then you're wrong. But the reason north will never be in that direction, most likely, is because you're following magnetic north, which is off in the distance, facing a magnetic mountain, right, which is playing a trick on you. Or maybe it's facing the moon, because the moon has hematite in it. So maybe it's facing above and it's trying to send you up. But north is below. Right? North is below. Beneath. Below. So it's sending you, your compass is sending you in the wrong direction. Right? Translates to us here, dwelling in the lower Gan Eden. Zeus and Apollo both seem to have played a role in overthrowing the goddess that was once held to a high esteem. Damn, I got the hiccups. Fuck. Oh my goodness. One by conquering her wisdom and the other by conquering her title. Seeing that Apollo is the son of Zeus, it only makes sense that the mission of conquering the woman would have been passed down. The bee goddess is alma mater, right? The magna mater. And the title of Melisaios, which stands for bee man or honey man, was given to Zeus, and Zeus became the king of the gods. Zeus defeated Poseidon, who, as we now know, controlled Atlantis/America, which correlates with the world today. Do you see how everything has been flipped upside down? The glory taken from the mother and given to man, and the glory taken from Poseidon, the ruler of the sea, and given to Zeus, the ruler of the sky. Right? Don't look up. Maybe you should look to the sea. Right? The bees, they got you looking at the sky. Only because you honor Zeus, sun god. You've given up on the mother because you praise the sun god. Right? You're worshiping sun gods because you're lost. Alright? The bees are symbols. Jesus, Zeus, Serapis, all these sun gods, sun deities that you're praising made you forget about the mother, right? But you want to know something? That's foolishness. Now watch. I'm going to show y'all why that's foolishness. Y'all believe in chakras? Do y'all believe in the chakras? All right. So these are your chakra points, right? And as you can see, Gemini, between May and June, right? Between your throat and your heart chakra, you have Philadelphia. Now, would you believe me if I told you that these people lie about everything? About every fucking thing? Because they tell you that Philadelphia means brotherly love, right? Now watch this. Alright? So Phila means love, right? Okay? Now, what the fuck does that mean? That means they lied. Alright? What's up? We know the truth now. That means they lied, right? So, these are your chakra points. Philadelphia, right, which is between your throat chakra and your heart chakra. Philadelphia does not mean brotherly love. Philadelphia means love in the womb, right? It means motherly love. Philadelphia means to love your fucking mom. It does not mean brotherly love. But if you do love the womb and you honor the womb and honor the mother like Philadelphia really means, then obviously you're going to love your brother, right? And that's the reason Philadelphia is between your heart chakra and your throat chakra, because you're supposed to speak love and you're supposed to actually express it and feel it in your heart for your brother, for your mother, for the womb, from where you came from, right? Because we're virtuous people. What the fuck is virtue? Right? This is Atlantis. The Atlanteans practice virtue. They lost their way because they lost their virtue. Oh shit, sorry I spelled that. Hey, look, they love me so much that they let me get it. Moral life and conduct. Moral excellence. Moral excellence. Moral strength, qualities, abilities, right? Strength, force, right? That's why y'all be saying, what do y'all be saying? Destruction. That's why y'all could talk about love and destruction in the same sentence and it still be about love. Because our people only want to destroy things that are destroying what? Peace and happiness and joy. The original Hebrew had virtue. Facts. It's all about virtue. Watch this. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to show y'all. Because y'all be thinking that these people don't know who you are. But I'm telling you, these people been knew who you were. Right? They had to destroy you for a reason. All right, watch this. Watch this, y'all. Such was the vast power which the god settled in the lost island of Atlantis. And this he afterwards directed against our land for the following reasons. A tradition tells, for many generations, as long as the divine nature lasted in them, they were obedient to the laws and well affectioned towards the God. Hey, listen, when you see the lowercase g, y'all know who they talking about, right? When you see the lowercase g's, y'all know who they're talking about, whose seed they were, for they possess true and in every way great spirits, uniting gentleness with wisdom in the various chances of life and in their intercourse with one another. Y'all hear what I'm saying? They despised everything but what? What did I say? This is a weird angle. They despised everything but what, y'all? Virtue. They despised everything but virtue. Okay? What is virtue? Moral life and conduct, a particular moral excellence. We despised everything but moral excellence. And now we're out here unaliving each other, fighting with each other, man versus woman, man versus the mother, daughter versus mother. If you go talk to the average woman in our community, her and her mom don't have a good relationship for some odd fucking reason. They fight each other. They're at war with each other. As soon as the daughter grows up, the mother's at war with her. As soon as the son grows up, He's looking for a reason to fight his father. As soon as we go out into the streets, we walk past each other. You know what I'm saying? We walk past each other. And before I think about loving my brother, I'm thinking about, damn, if I nod my head the wrong way to this person, he might want to fight me. If I say what's up to my brother the wrong way, he might want to fight me. Right? Caring little for their present state of life, and thinking lightly of the possession of gold and other property, which seemed only a burden to them. Neither were they intoxicated by luxury, nor did wealth deprive them. Listen, this is the biggest. Oh my goodness, watch this. Neither did wealth deprive them of their self-control. Listen, y'all. People get famous now for snatching chains. Wealth is depriving people of their self-control. People are acting crazy, but they were sober and saw clearly that all these goods are increased by what? By virtue. Everything you ever want in life is increased by virtue and friendship with one another. Whereas by too great reward and respect for them, they are lost in friendship with them, right? By such reflections and by the continuance in them of a divine nature, the qualities which we have described grew and increased among them. But when the divine portion began to fade away and became diluted too often and too much with the mortal admixture, when we started messing with these other nations, because you got to remember, the admixture doesn't just mean mixing with them physically. It means mixing with them in any kind of ways. Dealing with these people. Have you ever heard of epigenetics? Epigenetics doesn't mean you have to mix with a person. You can start listening to their music, eating their food, dancing with them, and you start to genetically change yourself. Right? These admixtures, right? And the human nature got the upper hand. What is a human? A human being is a lower animal, a monster. So when the monster's nature got the upper hand, they then, being unable to bear their fortune, behaved unseemingly, right? And to him who had an eye to see grew visibly debased, for they were losing the fairest of their precious gifts. What is the gift? The gift is virtue, excellence, moral excellence. Right? They were losing the fairest of their precious gifts, their virtue. But to those who had no eye to see the true happiness, they appeared glorious and blessed at the very time when they were full of avarice and unrighteous power. Y'all see what happened? Y'all be giving these other people credit like they came and just destroyed you. All right? You destroyed yourself because you lost your moral excellence, because you started loving this earthly shit more than you love the Most High. And the Most High exists within you. So that means you started loving everything outside of yourself more than you started loving yourself, right? And if you read the Bhagavad Gita, it says once you can see the Most High situated equally in all things, then you'll stop destroying yourself. So if I go up to We Know the Truth now, the first thing I need to see when I see him is my brother. I don't want to destroy him because in turn I'm destroying myself. Because the Most High is situated equally within both of us. And the only thing that we should do is connect so that our wisdom increases. We Know the Truth now has his own lane. I have my own lane. We don't need to fight about shit. We need to come together and put it together so that we can build, right? I go to the Son of the Living's lives because he has a piece of the puzzle that I don't have. We build, we put that shit together, and we get more powerful. I don't need to look at my brother no other way than that. I don't need to look at women any other way because every single woman is a mother. Every single woman is a womb. Philadelphia, between your throat chakra and your heart chakra, is Philadelphia. They told you it was brotherly love, but it's love for the womb that you came out of. And if you love the womb you came out of, then that means you love every woman. And you have to love her son, because if you appreciate a woman, what do you appreciate? Everything that comes with her. And that's her children. It's simple. But they played us. All right. That was a tangent. But let's get back into it. That's virtue. Right? That's what we need to get back into, y'all. There's two things. Look, virtue and culture. Right? We get back to virtue and culture, we're fucking unstoppable. If we could love each other and really get back to what culture truly is, then they can't stop us, right? If we love each other and nobody could come between us, excuse me, y'all, I got the hiccups, and we could get back to culture. Sorry, this is my book when I was doing my edits. This is my, this does, somebody's been lying, but this is my editor's copy. So if y'all see something spelled wrong, don't worry, this is the editor's copy. All right, look, somebody's been lying, but this is my editor's copy. So if y'all see something spelled wrong, don't worry, this is the editor's copy. All right, look, culture. Tilling of land. Act of preparing the earth for crops. So what comes with that? So if we get back to tilling the land and the earth for crops. So what comes with that? So if we get back to tilling the land, we get back to our culture, the real culture that they stole from us, because we still dance, we still make music, we still wear our clothes the way we wear our clothes, we still influence the. We get back to our culture, the real culture that they stole from us, because we still dance, we still make music, we still wear our clothes the way we wear our clothes, we still influence the world, right? This is the culture that they took from us. They took land from us. They took the act of preparing the earth for crops, right? What is a plantation? Plantation is a compound word. Plantation is the act of planting a seed. That's what plantation means. It's plant and then, come on, y'all. It's plant and then ation. Ation is the act of plant, the act of planting. They took and then they made you think plantation is something to be scared of. So now every time you hear plantation, the first thing you think about is slavery, being on a farm and picking cotton and shit. But little does your dumb ass know that picking cotton was what had y'all rich. Oh shit. It's a cash crop. You don't want to pick cotton, but you'll go to work and work for dollars, and dollars are made of cotton. The majority of material that's in your dollar bill is cotton. You go to work and pick cotton every day. What else is culture? Culture, the arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. Right? The customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation, people, or other social group. What else did they take from you? They took your culture. So when they say they took your culture, they're talking about they took your ability to prepare the earth for crops, and they took your nation from you. We already do this. Nobody does this like us. They took our nation, our bloodlines, and they took our act of tilling the land. They got you scared to go in the field. If you see a picture like this, what you think? You think it's a bunch of slaves. Don't you? How much you want to bet they own that house? How much you want to bet? Now, if I showed you a pale person doing this, you'd have an excuse. You'd have an excuse to why they're out there. But when you see your own people doing it, ain't no excuse. They got to be slaves. But if you go do your genealogy, I bet you, if you go do your genealogy, and you can make it to this date right here, everybody in the comments who did their genealogy, when you found your family between these dates, and what were they doing? What was their job title? They were heads of household, right? The Lord, the Lord of a household. You had the Lord, you had a family. What does family mean? Family means servants. What does a boy child mean? A boy means a slave, right? A servant. So you had the father who was the head of the household, right? The Lord, the master, who slept in the master bedroom. You had the family. Family means servants. You had people serving their household. But they'll tell you that these were slaves. But if you go look up your genealogy, I bet you when you find people in this, but they'll tell you that these were slaves. But if you go look up your genealogy, I bet you when you find people in this time frame, somebody on that genealogy that you find, which would probably be the head of household, or would be a landowner, a farmer, agriculturalist, not a slave. Somebody's been lying. Somebody's been fucking lying. Let me see if it'll show in here. Just in case. God damn. Come on, man. The first thing. Right? Ain't that what I said? Ain't that what I said? That's what I told y'all. Servants of a household, family servants, domestics, collectively, the servants in a household, thus also members of a household, the estate, the property. The household included relatives and servants. Familus, servant, slave. What does this word go to? Family. Familus, family, servant, slave. You're a slave to your own household. You're a servant to your own household. Excuse me. Familiaritas, close friendship. What are we talking about? Go do your genealogy. Go do your genealogy and you'll figure out what's really happening. They lied to you. They lied to you. What is a servants? What is a Slav? From Eastern Europe. Closeness, yeah, from Eastern Europe. Y'all ain't Eastern Europeans. Y'all are Americans. That's why they want to keep telling you that y'all are from other places. They don't want you to know who you really are. Because as soon as you know who you really are, you're going to stop taking that shit. You're going to stop falling for everything. See, they had these details in here, man, that they took out. I'm telling y'all, they're switching the information, y'all. They're removing things. I be on etymology every day. They're removing stuff from it. It is what it is. All right. The bees are a symbol of America, Atlantis, and they will lead us to the truth that has been hidden for so long. Bees are connected to many divine things in the spiritual world, and their honey is said to have been a food of the gods. Not only were they connected to the gods, they were also connected to the souls and the underworld, which represents America. In mythology, you will find that the chthonic deities are represented by earth gods and goddesses. And whenever you see these lowercase g's, who are they talking about? All right? When you see a big G, they talking about something in the upper room. When you see these lowercase g's, they're talking about us. All right, those deities who represented things such as farming and agriculture would be considered deities of the underworld or earth, right? And the underworld is a Menti, and a Menti is America. Come on, y'all. The deities of farming and agriculture are the chthonic deities of America. Amenti, the underworld, right? You see that? They know who you are. You just don't know. This land known as America is home to the agricultural deities, and the credit belongs nowhere else. The wisdom of agriculture that spread throughout the world began here, in the most fertile lands known to us. When it comes to the more known deities of America, we will see that they are, for the most part, connected to medicine, healing, trade, music, dance, and agriculture. Ain't that what we're connected with already? Ain't this all the stuff we're connected with? Right, listen. You want to know why they have to control you so much? I'm telling y'all right now. Words are spells and curses. Everybody has their own lane. My lane is etymology. And I'm telling you right now, the reason why they have to control you, right, is because y'all are the magicians. Take it how you want it. Don't take it like the movie shit. Y'all are the sorcerers, the magicians, the magi, the priest, the priestesses, the goddess, the gods. Y'all are all those things. You want to know why they had to control you? Because magic is the art of influencing or predicting events and producing marvels using hidden natural forces, supernatural arts, right? Especially the art of controlling the actions of spiritual or superhuman beings. Who can do that? Nobody can do that but you. Y'all are the most influential people on the face of the earth. So the reason why they had to control you is because when they control you, they control the magic. They control you. They control the influence. The reason why they got you thinking that you're a love and hip hop star is because they don't want you to push virtue, because you're influential. And if you push virtue, and hold on, as soon as you start to push virtue, you're going to influence the world to be virtuous. They want you to push love and hip hop because as long as you're pushing that, which be virtuous. They want you to push love and hip hop because as long as you're pushing that with your magic that you control, that you possess, as long as you are pushing foolishness, the world's going to practice that foolishness. Oh, now they're saying I have an unstable connection. Now they say my connection's unstable. Oh man. If they control you, they control the magic. As soon as you start pushing virtue, as soon as we get back to pushing virtue as a people, the whole world will be virtuous. Because they do everything we do. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me, y'all? They saying they trying to say I got full bars. I would screenshot it, but I don't care that much. I got full bars. They saying I got an unstable connection now. I guess they don't like that I'm influencing the world to be virtuous right now. Shout out to We Know the Truth Now, speaking about virtue, right? Shout out to everybody that's pushing virtue. and righteousness. Yo. And the people hating on if you hating on the people pushing virtue and righteousness, you've chose your side. All praise to the Most High. In the mythology, you will find the Chthonic deities are represented by the earth's gods and goddesses. Those deities who represent things such as farming and agriculture, right? Boom, boom, boom. Agricultural deities. And the credit belongs nowhere else but here. The wisdom of agriculture spread throughout the world and began here in the most fertile lands known to us. This is the most fertile land. We know that. When it comes to the more known deities of America, we will see that they are for the most part connected to medicine, healing, trade, music, dance, and agriculture. Historically, these traits were given to deities based on traditions that were introduced by the original woman and man. These same traditions existed in America before any form of colonization. For those who may doubt the so-called black original man and woman were here, we have mentioned one of the deities before when we spoke of Montezuma, Tezcatlipoca, who is also associated with the North, is further proof of the black gods who existed in America. Remember this, y'all. Tezcatlipoca, right, is associated with the North. Kokopelli is associated with the Four Corners region. These are the corn deities, right? But where is the North? The North is this way, right? And what is this way? California, right? New Jerusalem, the Golden Gates. This is the promised land. All right? We talked about it. Okay? We talked about it. This shit is so deep, but it's so simple. It's right in front of our faces, right? Harold G. Lawrence states the following about their existence. This is in The Crisis from June to July 1962. People been trying to tell us the truth forever. We're just not listening because we don't know who we are. So when we see these things, we always think they're talking about other people, but they're talking about us. Several Indian nations such as the Mayans, Aztecs, and Incas worship black gods along with their other deities. And the Mayan religion particularly exemplifies the high esteem in which the what? The Negroes were held, right? Among the black deities, Quetzalcoatl, the serpent god, and Messiah, Echua, the trader god and war captain, are the most revealing. Their surviving portraits show them black and woolly haired to have been unmistakably Negro. Unmistakably Negro. Who's this trying to come up? Hey, Nurse Kim, are you trying to come up on purpose? Unmistakably Negro. The connection of these gods with Africans will forever be entangled with lies and misdirection. It is extremely important that the world has you believe you came here from Africa. Otherwise, you would not simply sit back as they conquer and destroy your land. The promised land. All right? If you knew that this was your land, Slim, if I go to Chicago right now, if I go to LA, if I go to San Diego, if I go to Houston, if I go to Ohio, if I go to New York, if I go to Detroit, if I go to Florida, if I go to Louisiana, if I step on the wrong part of any of those places, what's the first thing they're going to ask me when I get there? Yo, where are you from? Who's your grandmother? Or who are you visiting? Who's your mom? What are you doing here? Who do you know? Right? Because we don't play about our territory. So if we knew America was our land, what do you think we would be doing? Look at the way that we're reacting to all these immigrants now. We have a whole different opinion now because we're learning who we are, right? We have a connection. So now we're looking at all these immigrants like, yo, nah. You know what I'm saying? Nah. That's why people said make America great again. This time around. because we ain't falling for that immigration shit, because we know that the immigrants come, they get loans, but their loans are based on them opening shop in our communities. We build $1 trillion worth of income, and we make other people rich off our backs, and we're tired of that shit. We're tired of that shit. If you look up the etymology of reparations, reparations is paid by the losing party. So us making everybody rich is the reparations we paid. Now it's time for restitution and restoration. Restoration, because we were something before this. What were we? We were the greatest. We were the most powerful nation that existed. We need to be restored to our proper place. We don't need no fucking reparations. We need restoration, restitution. Say it with me. Restoration, restitution. Because we were a nation, right? What is the etymology of a boulevard? A boulevard is of a promenade built atop demolished city walls. There's a boulevard everywhere. What are those city walls that were demolished? It was your kingdom. These motherfuckers built on top of your kingdom. Now, if I built my house on top of your house, and you come home and realize I built my house on top of your house, are you just going to want your house back, or do you want all that shit now? So we don't even have to do no work. All we have to do is put virtue, culture, and nationality. And once we do all those three things, we claiming everything. Look around. Everything is yours. Everything is a boulevard at this point, because they build on top of city walls everywhere. The only reason, you know what I'm saying? The only reason the boulevard is different is because it's of a promenade, all right? So look, the connection of these guys, all right, I have already told you that this is the land of the true Christ, right? The consciousness, right? The consciousness left here. The anointed righteous consciousness, the virtue, it left here, it went around the world, right? As we've seen that through the Buddha, as well as the manger. We also find this truth through the tales of Ektrua, who is referred to as the Black Christ. Come on. The Black Christ. The Black Christ, y'all. This land has so much truth to offer to those that are willing to listen. All right. The next God will add another connection to what this land truly is, and that God is Kokopelli, right? Have y'all ever seen Kokopelli before? Now these people are trying to tell you that this is a goddamn African. Now, we about to look it up. Look, they try to say African American. They always trying to put that African shit on some stuff. You trying to tell me that's a Native American? Huh? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Huh? That's Kokopelli. Guess what Kokopelli introduced to the world? Exactly, we know the truth now. That's because his origins is that area. He originated in the Four Corners region. He introduced corn to the Native Americans because they were starving. What does the Bible say about corn when it comes to these starving people? Right? Didn't they make their way into Egypt to get corn because they were facing famines? They came to America. America's the Mecca. Listen, y'all. We reading out of my book, Somebody's Been Lying, Words or Spells and Curses. We're just going to skip a little bit because I'm running out of time. All right, look. Kokopelli's origins will be found in the Four Corners, which is located in America, right? Kokopelli introduced corn. But what is corn? Watch this. Watch this. Mankind would have you believe that the world of people should travel far and wide to circle a little tiny box. These pilgrims circle this box 7 times. Remember, Haptaringa, the seven thrones, America, Ursa Major, right? California, the Golden Gate Bridge, the city of the gods. This is America, okay? 7 times, right? Remember the sevens. And we know that 7 is an extremely powerful spiritual number. The truth of the 7 is here in the true promised land, the 7 thrones. And deception must end. Yes, the number 7, the Big Dipper, right? The Big Dipper, the North Star, the Northern Kingdom. They followed the North Star till they got to the manger, right? The manger brings their asses to America. Kokopelli introduced corn to various peoples throughout the promised land, and corn is connected to the Kaaba. How? By way of its name. Corn is also known as Makkah, right? Makkah. And this name is shared with Mecca. So Mecca and corn are both known as Makkah, right? And this is truly no coincidence. The black stone is representation of the bee goddess, the mother. Kaaba is similar to Kabbalah. Kabbalah, right? Kaaba, Kabbalah, right? The bee goddess. It's all fucking connected. Depending on the tongue used, Kabbalah, right? Kabbalah. Come on, man. In ancient Greek, Kabbalah, right? Do you see the connections, my dearest reader? Could a further connection be found with the Kabbalah? Come on now. It's connected to the Four Corners. What's in the Four Corners? Utah, the Beehive State, the bee goddess, Kabbalah, right? The home of the Red Sea, the Rocky Mountains is Colorado. Right? This is the Mecca. Hey, look, this is the Mecca. We know that they flipped the maps. I already talked about it, right? Disorient, to turn the east from the west. So they got you traveling east to the land of Nod, to the land of wanderers, to the land of the godless civilizations to go pray. When you should be coming to the promised land, which is here. Arizona, the Copper State. Come on now. Home of the Grand Canyon, housing the Shiva Temple, Isis, Osiris, Deva, the Brahma Temple. This is where all those religions started. It has the second most diverse bee population. Then New Mexico, the land of enchantment, home of a quarter of the 4,000 bee species found in America. And Roswell, apparently, where all the crazy shit be happening. Not only are these lands full of wonders and divine connections to the information that was just shared, the way that they connect to each other is divine as well. Imagine traveling the world to walk around a box when you could travel to the true promised land, Atlantis, Eden, America, to walk around a box when you could travel to the true promised land, Atlantis, Eden, America, in order to view countless wonders as well as the four corners, the true square. Welcome to paradise. This is the black box. This is Mecca. The Kaaba. This is the square. Listen, y'all. Somebody's been lying. They messing with the live again, right? This is the North Star. As above, so below, right? The Big Dipper, right? Kapesh. Machete. The Seven Thrones. The pilgrimage to Mecca. The pilgrimage to America. The pilgrimage to the corn. To the Makkah. The pilgrimage from around the world to go get food because you're starving. The square. The cross. This is the Four Corners. This is the Four Corners. representing the North Star right here. That's why you have, if you look into it, you know that the cross in the middle represents the star. The what is it called? That the Nazis, the man with the funny mustache. Peace, peace.
Bro, I don't mean to stop you, bro. You
Oh
teaching
no,
me
you good,
today.
man.
You teaching me today. That's fire.
Hey,
That's fire.
I
The
appreciate it.
Mecca with the that is fire. I never looked at it like that. That's crazy. Go ahead. Let me shut up. Go ahead. You cook.
Oh no, hey, look. I wish you would have came up a little earlier because it's like I gotta go pick my children up. But maybe I'll go live later and we go back over this shit again. But I was talking about a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's all hidden in the words, right? So everything that they've shown us, everything that they've shown us is a divine connection to America. So what they did is like somebody was asking me, they were like, "Yo, Rashad, what does lore mean?" You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "What does lore mean, right?" But lore is folklore, right? So lore is knowledge and science and doctrine, right? But they'd have you believe that lore, right? My fault. They'll have you believe that lore is like mythology, but no, lore is knowledge, science, and doctrine. So then you get, so from lore you have to go to folklore, right? And it's the traditional beliefs and customs of the common people, right? So the folklore it's not traditional beliefs. It's not a belief. We just seen that the shit is science. But they try to take our science and make it beliefs and make it folklore and make it like seem like it's a lie. But what happens is other cultures come, they take your lore, right? They turn it to folklore, traditions, then it becomes myth, and then from myth it becomes allegory, right? So the Bible and these spiritual books being full of allegories is because they took our lore, our folklore, and they turned it into Bibles. They turned it into religious books, and they turned it into mythologies, which is where we get all these mythological creatures and people. You learn about Zeus, you learn about the sun, but you're really learning about the conquering of the Naga wisdom, which came from America. That's through the story of Zeus, who conquered the Python of Apollo. I mean, not Zeus, but Apollo. I'm sorry, the Python. I mean, you learn about Apollo, which is the sun, but you learn about Apollo conquering the Python, and the Python is the Naga wisdom, but that comes from Gaia, comes from America. You know what I'm saying? But it's mythology, but it's only mythology because they took our true folklore and turned it into their myths and their
Coming out the
allegories so
stars.
that they could put themselves into it.
Yeah, that's facts. If you look at Hercules, he's stepping on the dragon Draco, which is the primordial wisdom. All right. The opposite
Exactly.
eyes is Ophiuchus, the healer. All right. That Kaaba that you seen, that Makkah, Makalanga mean children of the sun. Makkah, Mecca, Kabbalah. They took all of that. That swastika totem of the tribe of North America. All of
Facts.
that. Talking about the four phases, the four faces: band, eagle, bull, lion. It's talking about your heart. That's the inner fire. That's the most powerful. It's talking about your heart. They're trying to destroy the love of your heart.
Makkah, children of the corn, and they got something to do with the. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's children of maturity. Corn, Virgo, the virgin. It's talking about the maturity, the uprightness. That's what the etymology of America mean. It means righteous, upright. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But Rashad, I need you to come on my page and and teach that same thing because this is very important. People need to hear this, man.
But
Oh
that's all.
no, I got you. I got you. Next time you go live, is that when you want to
I'm
do
gonna
it?
tag you in it. They're gonna print this evening. I got you, bro.
It's a lot. I mean, you got to let me. If
Oh,
you got time for me
I'm
to
just gonna
read
let
my
you take
book,
over,
so I
bro.
can get them.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
let you take over.
All right.
Cause that
Fuck it,
is
then.
so
Let's do it.
powerful.
Roll the
That's
corn and
powerful, bro.
shit.
It's powerful right there, bro.
I appreciate it, G. It's in my book too,
I
man.
just learned a lot today in your live from you showing the different parts of the star alignment with the states and Mecca. That is fire.
Yeah.
I never saw that before.
Hell yeah.
And it's true. I could never put that together. That's why you say the virtuous got to learn from each other, because that's what got to happen, bro.
Exactly. Hey, look, there's people out here hell bent on causing chaos and disruption. I try to stay away from it.
Yeah.
Because I find people, like, through me going out into the world looking for the answers, I find people with the answers I don't have. And it's just that simple.
And when you all
like
put
if
it together,
if I go to your live, We Know the Truth Now, and if I go to Mind and Soul's lives, y'all talk about two completely different things, but it all connects.
Exactly.
It all connects.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you that from my studies that cross and the 4 points and 4 corners talking about your heart. You know what I'm saying? That inner fire that they call in alchemy, that transformative thing. Makalanga mean children of the sun. Freemason mean children of light. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to what'd you say the first time I did? So what I'm saying is you legit. Yeah, that's what you said the first time when I first did it. So what you saying, you said, so what I'm saying is what you saying is legit.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the Olmec X, the Olmec X, the mound builders, or American Indian signets, is still the X or the celestial cross, the center of the Milky Way. All of that stuff go together, bro.
I was talking about it because it does go together.
That's it right there.
I was already talking about it because you
And
know
you
the
already
path
know
of soul.
the Deneb star is a god in Egyptology.
See, and this represents America. This represents America.
Exactly. You exactly right. It's on the artifacts from the American Indian mound builders, Olmec, Tainos, Arawaks. It's on everybody's artifacts over here.
Facts. Hey, look, we couldn't make this shit up if we tried.
Yep. Then the pyramid comes from the summer triangle. It all comes out the sky, from over here.
Exactly. And that's why they had to travel here for the knowledge and take it back and then change it when they got home.
Yep. What's a good time to go live, bro? And I'll tag you in the live this evening, and then I just let you just run it through because I need that same thing. They got to hear that.
Yeah, hey, for real. Shit. Do you go live at night? I mean, if you don't go live at night, then probably around like 4:30 or 5 when I put my children take a nap. Otherwise, they'd be in the background.
4:30 or 5. You on the Eastern time, right? 4:30.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go at 4:30, and I'll tag you in it.
I bet.
30 or 5. Probably 5 will probably be better.
Yeah, 5. Okay. That'll probably be better because 4:30 they'll still be fighting.
Okay, appreciate it, bro.
Hey, for sure.
Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all listening. This supreme knowledge he telling y'all right there. And I don't say this about people normally because people don't get that deep. What he's saying right here is supreme knowledge, and you got to understand this to even fathom what he's talking about. That's fire. Appreciate you, bro.
Much respect, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. All right, y'all. I gotta go pick my children up. I had Mind and Soul, and We Know the Truth Now on the panel. Got me about to be late, but it was worth it. We gonna be all right. Mind and Soul put a stamp on it. I appreciate it. You already know. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're gonna get out of here. I appreciate y'all listening. Follow me. I go live every